It's a little past 5:30 in the morning. What's so important? Well, today on Alley Picked, we are going picking to an antique flea market in Elkhorn, Wisconsin. It should be a lot of fun, and you get to go along for the ride. After paying the $5 entrance fee, I approached the first outdoor tables filled with antiques. It rained earlier today, but now it's cool, partly sunny, and the smell of musty antiques fills the air. I don't know exactly how many vendors are here today, but I guess about 200 antique vendors set up inside and out. If there wasn't a threat of rain and it hadn't rained a few hours earlier, there probably would have been a few more vendors here. There's even stadium seats with vendors set up underneath, so even if it did rain, you could still get your fix on and not get wet. Here's a lay of the land. It'll give you a good idea of how much walking you're going to be doing if you visit the flea market. I arrived a little after 7 in the morning and left at about 11:30, even though the flea market doesn't close until 3 p.m. The next dates are August 13th and September 24th. Next time I go, I will prepare a little better by packing a lunch, bringing more snacks, and freezing a few bottles of water, putting all that in my backpack. No matter what type of antiques or collectibles you're into, there's a good chance that somebody here is selling it. I'm looking for unfinished projects, but I have come across plenty of upcycled and other finished projects. Like this chair, it's made from baseball bats and bases used for the cushions.
I think there's 70 bats in there.
This chair was surprisingly comfortable. Other upcycled projects included this wagon mounted on an old sewing machine base. Not bad, but I think mine's better. Here's a fancied up coffee grinder turned into a birdhouse. It ain't pretty, but it is clever. This is a nice coffee table made from beer crate panels. A slab table on a radiator base. That's a neat idea. I just took a break after round 1 of Tom versus the Elkhorn Flea Market. Wow, let me tell you, it was quite a battle. There's so much here, so many antiques, I think I have antique overload. After a while, my eyes start just glossing over everything and it becomes a blur. There is so much here. I need to force myself to slow down and look at all the interesting and unique items. Well, time for round 2. Let's get back in there. Here's something I was tempted to buy. This cylinder record player. The vendor here was a wealth of knowledge on these machines. In hindsight, I wished I would have asked him for an interview. It would have been really interesting to pick his brain. Maybe next time I'll do that if I see him here.
Got 2 new springs in it too.
That's pretty decent for an old machine.
Yeah.
The prices on items vary greatly. There are bargains to be had. Just like any sale, some people are in the antique business with higher prices while others are trying to get rid of their items. All this walking made me very hungry. I quickly ate a steak sandwich from one of the vendors and then I saw this chocolate cream puff I just couldn't pass up. And let me tell you, it tasted as delicious as it looks. I'm definitely winding down here, just trying to decide whether or not I need a llama wearing a wedding veil. Time to head back to the car, just looking for any last minute items that catch my eye. Well, that was a lot of fun, but I am pooped out. 4.5 hours of walking around is even too much for me. I don't know how many miles that I walked, but I did find some interesting things, and when I get home, I'll show you what they are. I did manage to find a few interesting items today at the Elkhorn Flea Market. First up, let me show you this piece of spalted maple that I got for $5. Spalted maple is a type of maple that's been allowed to begin the initial stages of decay. The partial decay is called spalting, and it gives the wood this dark, contrasting lines and streaks where the fungus begins to attack the wood. This isn't the greatest example of spalted maple, but for $5 it ain't bad. Next, I picked up this piano stool. It's in really bad shape. I picked it up for $20, but when this is finished, I think you'll be amazed at the transformation. I picked up these two sides to an old sewing machine. Instead of making a typical table out of them, I'm thinking about mounting these on a wall and putting a shelf that runs between the two. Not sure yet, but that's the going theory. Last up, I like to do old game videos as well, and this one here is from 1969, a few years after I was born. But I've never seen it, so this will be featured in an upcoming video as well. So thanks for riding shotgun with me to the Elkhorn Antique Flea Market. I'm Tom. This is Allie Picked. Thanks for watching.
The ashtray, the power game, and the remote control, that's all I need. That's the only thing I need is this.